Now, back to the morning report with Jay Harper on WQSC, AM 1340 and AM 950. The Voice.
The Voice. It's a Friday. Yes, indeed, the first day of May 2015. Looks like we're on our way to a nice weekend. Clouds starting to break up a bit out there. A pretty morning working. And we're up to 57 degrees on our way to a high today in the low 70s. Well, we are pleased and honored to have a gentleman join us here this morning. Coming all the where'd you drive in from this morning, Mr. Lewis?
From Moncks Corner.
Okay, so you probably sat in some stuff this morning.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is the voice of GOP runoff candidate Duane Lewis. And Mr. Lewis will be squaring off against Bryan Adams this Tuesday, May 5th, in the GOP runoff. And, of course, it's just been a little over, well, not quite 2 weeks since the last, since the initial election on April 21st, where you came in with about 13% of the vote, roughly.
Yes.
And Bryan Adams coming in with about 24% of the vote. If we can just go ahead and chat with you a few minutes here, Mr. Lewis. For those folks that are maybe not all that familiar with you, who is Duane Lewis? What do you want folks to know about you this morning to kind of get to know a little bit about who you are?
Well, I thank you for having me on. First of all, I'm a 30-year police veteran. I'm currently the Deputy Chief of Law Enforcement at the South Carolina Public Service Authority, also known as Santee Cooper.
Right.
And I've been the Deputy Chief there for 10 years, but I've been with the agency for 20 years. My career goes back to I was a deputy sheriff at Berkeley County back in the early 80s. And
all right, so you're familiar with the department on an intimate level, being with a sheriff there for a number of years.
Yeah, it's back in 1984 I was a deputy there, but I moved on to Charleston City Police and then came back to Goose Creek Police for a while and ran a detective division. And but for the last 20 years I've been a state law enforcement officer and working all over South Carolina.
So, you've got this long storied career in a variety of different capacities. Why in the world do you want to be Berkeley County Sheriff?
Well, you strive for a goal as you're going through your career, and I've done that. I've attended a lot of management seminars and professional education programs throughout my career. I graduated from the FBI Command College. At my current position as a deputy chief, I manage a law enforcement agency, budget, personnel, training, and development.
So how big is that agency? I mean, how many people are we talking about that you oversee in your?
Well, I have about 100 folks there, and that are scattered out all over South Carolina, and it's a very good group of individuals working there, and then. But what I want to do is take these experiences that I've had over the last 30 years and use them in a positive way to reorganize, reevaluate the sheriff's office. And the thing I'm hearing from folks out as I'm knocking on doors all over Berkeley County is response times. They're concerned about the response times and the amount of patrol deputies out on the streets. I believe that I can come in and take a look at the overall operations of the sheriff's office, reorganize, reallocate some manpower so that we can get more deputies on the road. And another thing I want to look at is satellite offices. Some people call them substations,
right.
District offices. I've worked under that model at Charleston City Police. It's a very effective community policing program. I lived it and worked it, and I think it is an excellent opportunity for us to get back into the community and offer the folks a little more protection and also improve our response times.
Well, you mentioned the response times. I guess that is something that you want to address. I mean, as far as other challenges facing Berkeley County, I mean, as a news guy sitting here every morning, and read about various things that happen all over the Low Country area, Berkeley County included. And it seems like among the top issues, the top problems, drugs.
Absolutely.
Probably the number one issue, whether it be the startling increase in methamphetamine manufacture and usage and distribution, and just drugs in general. I mean, it seems like, you can trace almost not every, but most of your law enforcement issues trace back to drugs in one way or another. Do you have a plan to try to combat that?
Absolutely. I've said during my campaign that drugs were I believed, our number one issue in the county. As you've said, and I've said many, many times throughout the county, drugs create other crimes, opportunities for criminals. The thing that I in my professional career that I've seen is the drug dealers and the drug users out here, they're roaming the streets and breaking into our homes during the day while we're out at work trying to provide for our families, and breaking into our businesses at night to support a drug habit. And then you have the violent criminal acts that occur because of drugs that we see. I believe, and my plan is to go after this drug problem in a consolidated effort using the assistance of the State Law Enforcement Division, DEA, any federal partners that I can partner with to combat the problem. I intend to do it because I believe once we tackle that, we can. It will help us solve the burglaries that we're having in the county and the other thefts and problems that we're seeing in the neighborhoods.
Of course, the North Charleston Police Department's been under the microscope here lately with that whole unfortunate Michael Slager, Walter Scott incident. How do you foresee the type of relationship that you would envision between the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office and North Charleston Police Department?
Well, that incident is certainly unfortunate, and I know a lot of people are following it. I believe that as far as North Charleston goes, we, as a law enforcement agency, we need to reach out to them so that our investigators and detectives can work together, maybe the narcotics unit, so that, the drug dealers, they don't have any boundaries. So, we have to work together to combat the drug problem, and that's what I'll do as your sheriff.
All right. Well, very good. Well, Mr. Lewis, I'd like you to stay through our break here at the bottom of the hour. If
yes,
you'd be
absolutely.
kind enough to do that.
Thank
Got
you.
a couple of more things to get through here as we head toward the South Carolina Radio Network news at the bottom of the hour. Good morning. We'll continue with candidate Duane Lewis for Berkeley County Sheriff here in just a few moments. It's 8:29.
And now, back to the morning report with Jay Harper on WQSC, AM 1340 and AM 950. The Voice.
Yes, it's a Friday. We didn't have to tell you that, though, did we? Yes, your body is feeling it. We're all feeling it as we're on our way to another lovely low-country weekend. Mostly sunny at the moment, 60 degrees. The wind picking up a little bit, but it's just rather refreshing, if you ask me. 12-mile-an-hour wind out of the north-northwest on our way to a sunny weekend here in the Charleston area. We've been fortunate enough to be chatting with GOP candidate for Berkeley County Sheriff Duane Lewis, kind enough to fight the traffic coming in from the north to be in with us here personally this morning. And if you're elected, sir, you got to do something about the traffic. I mean, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in any event, we're pleased that he's taking the time to join us here. Of course, the runoff election against Brian Adams, Mr. Lewis and Mr. Adams squaring off on Tuesday. It's the year before you know it, May 5th, to get out and cast the ballot for the GOP candidate for Berkeley County Sheriff. Mr. Lewis, all of the talk and unfortunate incident with the Walter Scott shooting and so forth, the body camera debate really heating up. And I'm interested, and I'm sure our listeners would be interested to kind of get your perspective and your take on the whole body camera debate. I mean, I know a number of law enforcement officers, and the ones that I've talked to about this issue, for the most part, they support the body cameras. They're not wanting, they would like folks to be able to see what they have to deal with on a daily basis, and they're above the they want to be above the fray, and and they're not opposed to having the cameras. But from your perspective, what are your thoughts on officers having the cameras and I guess financing and budgetary concerns for someone?
Yes.
If you are elected, that's going to be an issue that you'll have to deal with.
Yes, absolutely. That is an issue. I do support the use of body cameras. I think it's a great tool to protect the citizens and the deputies. The problem is, how do we pay for it when we have vehicles that have 200,000 and 300,000 miles on them? We have a lot of areas and technology that we need to improve to better serve the people of Berkeley County. One of the other things that worries me about this issue is if you're at your home and a deputy comes and answers a call there, let's say not a violent crime or anything, but a routine call, does the homeowner have a right to ask the deputy to cut the camera off while they're in their home?
Exactly. Or if an officer's approaching dealing with a witness,
right,
whose identity you may not want to compromise, or frankly, if officers, as you know, doing what you've done for the last 30 years, officers oftentimes approach some pretty upsetting and tragic scenes, and do family members want to be exposed to that, seeing their loved one perhaps in
right,
despair or what have you? But I guess, and again, as I go through the news every morning here, it seems like so many department heads of various police departments around the state, they all pretty much are saying what you're saying. They support the cameras, but darn it, we've got, as you say, aging fleets of police vehicles, dash cam video problems, and other things that we're trying to upgrade or take care of. And this body camera funding issue is really something that is going to have to be addressed.
It is. I've read something just today that there's federal funds available, but you compete for the money.
Right.
And what does that mean? What's the language in that? How do you compete for it, and who gets it? There's just so many unanswered questions. I'm pleased that the legislators are moving forward to try to tackle this issue. I think it's something that we really need, but we need to move cautiously. We need to make sure we do the right thing, because we do have to keep in mind the victims of crimes that we're dealing with these cameras and those issues that we really need to pay close attention to.
Well, I think you want a good bill. I mean, this has been an emotional issue rather than just let's pass something just for the sake of passing it.
Right.
And you mentioned the federal funding. I mean, let's face it, anytime the feds throw some money at you, there's usually strings attached to it.
Just about every time.
So you got to really kind of see what, kind of devil you're getting in bed with there on that particular issue, perhaps. You've been fortunate to receive a number of endorsements.
Yes.
Here last week. You received 9 endorsements from unsuccessful GOP candidates in the sheriff's race here recently. The big long list of folks.
Yes.
Are you anticipating any additional endorsements, perhaps?
Yes, I'm really pleased that the 9 former candidates came on board with me. I think they some of them have known me for many years, and we've worked together at some time, in the past 30 years.
Sure.
And, I think they recognize my professionalism and my background and what I want to do. They've seen my passion for Berkeley County and what I believe that I can do for the citizens to try to offer a better solution for our problems. I also picked up endorsement from State Senator Larry Grooms last night, and
very good.
He and former Attorney General Charlie Condon hosted an event for me with Berkeley County Councilman Josh Whitley and Mac McQuillan, our school board member over on Daniel Island, for me last night. I've picked up a number of county officials that have come on board to support me and back me in my campaign, and have really helped me a lot, and I appreciate it. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate Senator Groom stepping forward and leading the effort to support me.
Well, there are some detractors to these endorsements. I mean,
Sure.
I've read some comments from some folks saying, well, hey, there's just proof of the good old boys banding together to try to maintain the status quo, to protect one another, and nothing's going to change, et cetera. I mean, how do you address that?
Well, the good old boy thing, I've heard that up and down the campaign trail, and I really don't know where that's at. It's I've grown up in Berkeley County and have deep roots here. My family's been here. My father was in law enforcement for many, many years, and my mother, a school board member, and for over 30 years. And I don't understand how you take public service in your community in a positive way to be that you're a good old boy. I don't understand it, and it's not something that I am dwelling on. We have run a positive campaign, a campaign that we focused on the issues that we know the voters and the citizens of Berkeley County are concerned about, and I have offered a solution to those problems, and not in a non-aggressive way during this campaign. And I think it's resonated with the voters, and I think we're going to be successful Tuesday.
Well, very good. Well, again, the whole good old boy thing, and again, I had to ask you about that. But
absolutely,
there, as you say, I mean, let's face it, so much of being successful in any line of work is establishing and maintaining relationships.
Right.
And having the ability to call one of the fellas that's endorsed you. You've got
Right.
a relationship with him. Hey, we need some help
Right.
for this, that, what have you. I certainly don't see that as a negative to be able to be, you're ingrained in the community. You've grown up here. You live here. I mean, heck yeah, you've got friends and relationships, and that's a good thing, I would think.
I truly believe that. I mean, when you go through life, you have friends and that you've encountered over the years, and professional relationships that move into the personal area, and your family and friends. And I just don't understand this quote unquote good old boy system. I don't know where that is.
Well, Mr. Lewis, we again appreciate you coming in here
Thank
today, and congratulations on the new just announced endorsements from some folks around the state, and we'll of course be getting in all this Tuesday, big day for you and your family and for the county, right?
Yes,
Election day, and boy. What did you think, before I let you go here? I mean, you've had just really a couple of weeks between elections here. In your mind, has that been good or bad?
Well, I think it's been good. We energized real quickly, got our grassroots effort moving, a lot of endorsements, as you mentioned. I'm just looking forward to representing the people of Berkeley County, and the voter turnout is so important in this election. I'm asking the folks to please do your homework. Look at the comparisons between me and my opponent. And please come out and vote. Please come out and vote Tuesday. Call your friends, your neighbors, your family members. It's an important election. And, we can't do anything if we don't voice our vote.
Very good. And with that, we will move ahead now to our latest installment of Traffic, Tri-County Traffic. It hadn't been all that great to start out here on our Friday. Hopefully it's getting a little better. And we'll get another look at our weather as well. This is WQSC 1340 and AM 950, The Voice at 846.